Welcome back to Living with a Classic. And for those of you who don't know, I'm out in my daily driver. It's 1975 XJ6. When I say daily driver, I mean daily driver. It gets driven at least once every single day. Absolutely love this car. However, like most old cars, it has a bit of an oil leak. And it really just has one, which is annoying. It has a front main leak, which on a Jaguar XK engine is quite annoying because to get the front cover off successfully to replace it, let's put it from the inside, you really need to remove either the sump or the head. And I'm not going to do that, especially I'm quite busy with customer cars. And so we're going to try some other things. I'm on my way back actually right now from my neighbor's house, and I have some freshly painted parts for a front suspension, which I'm very excited about. But, as you know, on this channel, we don't really do a lot of sponsorships. I only do them if I really enjoy them. And, well, I'm not going to be discreet anymore. This video is sponsored by Rislone, and they sent me a hat, and I'm really happy. They really know me well. They have been watching my videos, and they know my love for hats. Anyways, Rislone reached out to me about a year ago, or a little bit more, and we started talking about some ideas. And then, you know what happens. You get busy, things happen. And then I met up with one of the representatives last summer. And we started talking, and he was asking about this car. He's seen some videos of my daily driver XJ6 and asking how it's going. And he's really interested in trying out products on a classic that gets driven as much as this one does. And it's such varying climates. And he asked what kind of issues I have. And well, I said there are two issues. One is, it doesn't run hot, but it's always like a bit on the edge. It never boils over anything. But so we talked about that, and I said, and the other issue is it leaks a little bit of oil, especially once you've driven it hard and you park it somewhere. You can come out. There'll be like a little oil stain on the ground. It might be, that big or something up front, and that's a little annoying. So. Sorry, we're almost off this gravel road here. So they sent me a couple of products, and I want to try them out because if I'm going to replace that seal anyways, if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But when it comes to sort of mechanics and the can stuff, I really do like their products. I've always had good results with them, and their engine flush, which they sent as well, is some of the greatest things that they have. So here, the 15-minute engine flush, I use this so much, especially on V12s. I've noticed a thing on Jag V12s that once you get like a bit of sludge buildup, you'll get a funny noise from the oil filter housing and up for the oil cooler. But running 2 cans of this through, it fixes that problem right up. So because I've had this leaking issue, I must admit, and it's not great, I have sort of prolonged this oil change a little bit. So that's why we're going to do a flush as well, because it was quite dark. So we're going to flush everything out, see what comes out. I also want to clean the inside of the area where the leak is to get a maximum chance of trying their heavy-duty rear main seal repair. But we're going to use it on the front main, but it is just because it does rubber seals. This is a rope seal in the rear that's actually not leaking. It's a rubber seal up front. Fancy that. So let's actually just pull it into the workshop right away, and we will do this. And what I really like about especially the engine flush is it's not solvent based. One of the few that are not, which it feels safe to use, and especially the guys over at Rislone, they're all car enthusiasts as well. They have fun project cars and trying out things, and it was just, when you call and talk to them about these projects, it will be an hour phone call because they have a lot of fun things to talk about. You can hear all the hot XK engine noises. In a true daily driver fashion, it's a little dirty in here, but I think we'll clean up a little bit in here as well. I have a slight oil leak from cam cover up there, but that happens. I've replaced that once before. And the floor has no drips on it, so we will see a drip from the front main seal in a little bit. So we're going to use a 15-minute engine flush. I will use 2 bottles because they're 3 to 6 liters that they treat. This is quite dirty, and it's quite a big capacity of oil in these. So what you do is, in the hot engine, you pour this in, you let the engine run for 15 minutes, and you alternate between low and high RPMs. You're not supposed to put a load on the engine, you're not supposed to actually drive it. Drain the oil from the crankcase, replace the oil filter, and do an oil change. So we will do that. So let me grab a rag. That's quite hot. We'll open up, we'll pour 2 bottles of that in, let it run for 15 minutes or so. And I think if you remember pretty early on the channel, I don't remember if I filmed this or not, but what really sold me on this product was, this is like 5-6 years ago, I had an S-Type V6 that a friend of mine had, and it had such a bad lifter tick or something upper end tick that it sounded like it was going to fall apart. Pour this in, let it idle, just like last resort, otherwise scrap the car. It took 2 minutes, and that sound went away. And I actually have the car now. You can see it's going to be in a future video. That's like 5 years ago. That car is still perfect, so I do love this stuff. Let us get that off and pour in the contents. Okay, there we go. And we'll add 2 bottles. This is, if you haven't followed the channel, this is a fairly low mileage engine. I'm not the one that rebuilt it. It was rebuilt quite a long time ago. It was a friend who bought a project car and it had a freshly rebuilt engine that hadn't really run because project got sitting, things happen, and then he got the car on the road and everything, and that's actually how we met and became friends. Then the car was involved in the fire, was an insurance write-off, not related to the engine, and I bought the engine off him and put it in here. So it's a very, very good engine, has really good oil pressure and everything. However, it has a slight leak up front. Okay, well, you can already hear it draining down into the crankcase. I think this is unbelievably hot. We will start the engine up. We'll let it sit here and idle. I'll set timer, clean up a little bit of the workshop in the meantime, and then we can drain out the oil. Let's fire it up. Oh, there we go. Blip it a little bit so it starts charging. And AC still has great oil pressure. This stuff will not harm your engine. It's perfectly safe. So let us set a timer for 15 minutes and we'll report back. We're about halfway through the time, so we'll raise the RPMs for a little bit. 2,000 RPMs maybe. And I'll sit like this for maybe 2 minutes or so. You see oil pressure and everything is increasing. And yeah, I'll let it run a little longer, then idle a little bit more again, and then we'll get ready to drain it. There we go. That's the 15 minutes up, and we'll shut it down. I'll raise the car up, put on jack stands, and we'll drain this oil. Probably wait a little bit because it's probably extremely hot. But we'll do that, and then I'll let it drain for a long time, go grab some lunch, and then we'll add fresh stuff. We'll also go in here and we'll clean up around the front main so we can easily monitor if we still have the leak or not. Safely up on jack stands, I'll grab a drain pan. We'll drain out this really hot oil. Let's see how much of a mess we'll make here. I'm guessing it'll be pretty thin and hot. So, oh yeah, that was hot. Okay, we'll let that drain out. I'll grab the oil filter in a little bit. While that's draining, I noticed this. And I swept the floors before I go in here, so that wasn't there. So here we have the leak. You see when it gets hot, you can see it just pours down the front of the engine. So we'll clean this up, and then we can see a difference if this has helped or not. Let's clean this up. There we go. That is the front of the engine, nice and clean. I cleaned up top as well. Whatever is left here on the back, I'm just going to wipe off it for rag. This is a daily driver and in the winter, so that's rust proofing right there. For oil, I'm using Jaguar Classic 20W50. Has plenty of zinc and everything that this engine loves, and an original Jag oil filter. I just put a little smear of oil here on the gasket so it seals nicely. On the V12, you can pre-fill them because they go straight up. Here they go on the side. You're just going to cover your power steering rack with oil, so don't do that. Now it's time to add the Rislone rear main seal repair. It's supposed to stop all oil leaks and, swell seals and all of that. The one thing that's really cool about it, I was talking to Rislone about this, it doesn't only sort of swell them, it helps them get back to original shape. It makes it softer, and because if it just swells them up, then it will wear out the seal again, and that's not what it does. And what it also does apparently is if you have little scratches on the surface that rise against the seal, there's some polymers in here that's supposed to help out with that. So that is very cool. Let's see, do I have anything to poke through this with? Probably not. We have a dipstick. There we go. I'm going to add 2 bottles of it. This is about 1 bottle for 5 liters of oil. They're about, and also we have quite a big leak. So, it's not as thick as I thought it would be. So I'll add 2, and then we're going to add oil afterwards. And now it's time for the oil. And I've found no issues running 2050 in the winter. It gets oil pressure right away. It flows well. It hasn't been a problem. I have thought about switching to a thinner oil in the winter, but yeah, so far it hasn't been an issue. The last of the new oil is draining down. We'll wait for that, then fire it up. Check for leaks with the filter and everything, get it on the ground, and see what it runs like. Let's fire it up. Looking for the oil pressure light there to go out and for it to build some pressure. There we go. Lights out, and can you see the glare there? We're building pressure. Well, that's good. Nice. We'll switch it all off and go check for leaks. No leaks, so we can lower it down. And then we'll wait a little bit and check the level on the dipstick. The level is all good and the car runs just as great as before. Nice with the new fresh oil in it now for the winter. So I'm going to update you guys. We'll give it about a month or so. They say you should be able to see a little bit in about first week or so, and then we'll give it a full 30 days or about 800 kilometers of driving. I do a bit more than 1,000 every month, 1,000, 1,200. So about a month or so we'll give this, and we'll report back, see how it does. But I will tell you that at least I know the engine flush is a great product, and all the other products I've used have been really nice. And it would definitely been my it has been, as you've seen on the channel, my what can I think of it? My manufacturer of choice when it comes to engine flushes. So I'm going to continue using those. And thank you so much, Rislone, for sponsoring. And thank you for the hat and the nice banner. Hat's perfect. It's almost a bit too warm right now because we have oddly, it's November here, but it's warm. It's odd, but it will be nice in December. So keep you guys posted on what's going on. We'll do a follow-up video in about a month or so. Do you have a bit more maintenance planned on the daily driver? We're going to do, I have a ball joint I need to do. We're going to do some brakes and some other things, and then winter tires. The studded winter tires are coming on in a bit, and other things like that. So yeah, and I'll put some links down below to Rislone's website if you want to check out some of their products, and you can find them in most big parts stores. They're quite famous and they're out there. So show some support and have a look at their website, because a company that supports the channel, that's always a good thing, especially when it's a company that I've already used and that I really like, because I'm very picky when it comes to sponsorships. Just something I find useful and something that I already use. Anyways, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and share it with friends. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, please do subscribe to the channel. It really does help out a lot. Till next time, I'm Adam. This is Living with Classic. I'll see you soon.